I'm Dr. Jordin Wiggins, and this is the Pleasure Principles podcast. Join me on this journey where sex, science, and sensuality meet. Let's change the conversation around sex and pleasure together.
It's almost 9 p.m., dealing with 3 sick children for almost a month now, and as you can probably hear, I am fighting this crazy virus as well. Got my tea, and it is so important for me to show up for you all that I'm doing it even when I'm not feeling 100%. When it comes to my mission, it just seems like an area that I have endless energy for, even to get my achy, sneezy butt up off the couch and record this podcast for you, because it is my mission to help Superwomen, help women like you, overachieving, people-pleasing, big-hearted, give it your all, anxious and probably a little depressed women like you have the best sex, health, intimacy that you desire. And this is the truth. I hear it from the women that I'm working with, the women that are on calls wanting to work with me. The holidays can be a particularly trying time. And more importantly, our self-care, like our bubble baths, our fitness classes, and our sex, our intimacy isn't cutting it. You know this because you're a little lonely, you're a little miserable, probably a little resentful, and you definitely do not feel seen and connected in your relationships. As the previous owner of a successful women's health clinic, I was no stranger to getting shit done with my Superwoman cape on. I ended up burnt out, having terrible sex in my marriage, or not having much sex at all, not enjoying the work like I used to. I always loved sitting in front of my patients. That was amazing, but all of the extras that I had to do to just make that beast of a business run, it didn't excite me. It didn't light me up like it used to. I wasn't feeling joy like I used to. I struggled to relax, to sit down, to enjoy and be present, even if I did take some time off. And that is what I call feminine burnout. I wasn't creative. I wasn't laughing and cracking dick jokes like I used to. I was waking up at night drenched in sweat, had adult acne and hormone issues, and I wasn't happy in spite of having the house, the car, the marriage. It wasn't what I thought it would be. And it was interesting because my patients would tell me, I don't feel like myself. I'm not as happy as I used to be. They would sit down in my office sometimes and just cry, not having words to explain how they were feeling. They'd say, I should be happy. I have no reason not to be happy. I have everything, right? That's looking good on the outside. But there's something missing. They're alone. They're lacking fulfillment. There was a conversation that I had with the ladies in the feminine mentorship, and it was like, my self-care isn't cutting it. The things that used to make me happy don't make me happy anymore. The sex that was good or would turn me on, like something's just missing, something's off. And we're going to get to the reasons why this happens, even for the women that do deeper work, but then we know how to fix it and how to address it and how to get ourselves out of that funk faster because we have the tools. But this is a systemic, cultural, it's a big issue. So 50% of women, 1 in 2 women, will suffer from sexual dysfunction in their lifetimes. And 1 in 4 women is currently on an antidepressant, which is twice the rate of men. So you're not alone in the way you're feeling. And there wasn't really answers. I felt like I was trying to piece together this crazy health, hormonal, mental, emotional puzzle when I started on this journey 10 years ago. And I started on the journey for me, but it was also for my clients who were sitting in front of me saying, like, I'm just not happy. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'll be with my family on vacation and I can't relax and enjoy. I'm snippy and bitter, which is another reason the holidays seem to trigger these exact feelings. So that's why we are talking about this today. Because if we can understand why, we can start to shift, start to change these things. And what that looks like in the future, I had a client tell me, I caught myself laughing to myself, like literally smiling and laughing in the mirror by myself while I was getting ready. It was like I was happy for no reason, and I couldn't remember the last time I felt that much joy. And another client tell me, I forgot I was funny. And my husband says, I'm back. I remember what joy feels like. Client this morning, the sex we had was mind-blowing and connected. We were on a high for days. Another client yesterday, my kids made dinner and tidied up while I had a tea and put my feet up without guilt. I forgot how energized and alive I feel when my husband and I are connecting. It changes how I show up at work. It changes how I parent. It changes how we make love. So we move from this state of longing, lacking joy, loneliness to fulfillment. And the holidays can be an exceptionally triggering time for Superwomen because we're nearing the end of the year and we are burnt out. There's more to get done. There's more invisible workload. There's more social gatherings, more things to coordinate. And if you're an overfunctioning people pleaser, this could be enough to tip you over the edge. Almost like if one more thing gets added to your to-do list, you might snap. So even when you're taking the bubble bath, the night away at the hotel, you're maybe even having sex to check it off your list, but you're still crusty, you're still resentful, you're still not happy. Also, what's triggering about this time of year is watching these romantic holiday movies. I know you do it. I love it. We try and push it down. We try and tell ourselves it's just TV. It's not real life. But there is something in those movies that is reflecting a longing, reflecting a desire of something more. And it might even scare you to want it. You might try and tell yourself, oh, that amazing sex, that was just a thing of the past. Or I have all these other amazing things in my life to focus on, good sex and connection and intimacy. Who needs that? I got a great partner. But the holiday movies hold up that little mirror. They shine that little light that we are longing for more passion and fulfillment. You might tell yourself that it's desiring these things like intimacy, connection, pleasure, working with me, wanting what you truly want for Christmas is frivolous. Especially at this time of year with the holidays, there's better things to spend your money on, like other people. And this Superwoman thinking is the problem. Or you are getting the bag, taking the vacation, doing the self-care things, but you're still not fulfilled. Something is still missing. It is almost painful to admit it. So I know you take the action, you do the work, and you are damn good at what you do. In fact, you might have prioritized work, career, house, kids, vacations over your own true desires and fulfilling intimate relationships. And that can mean friendships too. So this is why the holidays, like vacation, can be an interesting time for Superwomen. We do all the planning, organizing, researching the best gifts to help light up our loved ones' faces. We do the extra work, try and carve out some downtime, only to be unable to shut off and enjoy. So we are crusty and resentful, and something is missing. You're not getting what you need. You might even stifle back tears at a couple times over the holidays. You have the time off, so you take the bubble baths. You might get out of the tub and yell at your loved ones. Maybe you're at holiday parties, you're opening presents, but you can't really feel the pleasure in it. You're faking smiles in pictures, you're faking laughing, you're going through the motions in one or more areas of your life. And it is most likely your intimate relationship. Your brain is screaming, fix it, do something about it. But it's easier to distract. It's easier to numb with overworking or wine or popcorn. And you are frustrated and confused and a little ashamed because you should be happy. You have it all from the outside looking in. You set better boundaries at work. You go to the fitness classes. You excel in some areas, but you're lacking in others. And it is hard to admit. That's why it's almost shameful for superwomen to raise their hand and say that something is missing. I'm yearning for something. I'm not fulfilled. I'm a hot mess inside. And to be on all the time and not know how to shut off, even over the holidays, is a recipe for disaster. It makes us feel worse and even more broken. So I'm doing all the things. Why do I still feel unfulfilled? The thinking, the cultural conditioning that got you here is not going to get you the connection, the pleasure, the presence that you desire. There is work to be done, Superwoman. And I have opened 4 additional spots to the Feminine Mentorship. It is my 12-month program. It's very intimate, very curated group of amazing, amazing women that we work on this and heal it all while having fun and connecting. If my work speaks to you and you do not want 2023 to be a repeat of 2022, apply. The link is in the show notes, thepleasurecollective.com/feminine mentorship. I know what you're thinking. She's going to tell me to blow up my relationship, and it sounds like a lot of work. So better to say safe in this comfortable partnership that lacks intimacy. In fact, the truth is, I actually like to resurrect relationships as long as no one is getting abused. I got divorced because I didn't have these feminine skills, and I like to save marriages. Or you think you know what I'm going to say already, like when you don't want to start a workout program because you're scared they're going to make you stop wine, make you batch cook, and your kids are going to complain that they don't want to eat what you have to make. The fact is that you have no idea the benefit of this program because you have been sabotaging yourself from even finding out, most likely focusing on other things. So the time is now. If you do not fix these things, they will fester. What you prioritize, that is where you will see the results. What you focus on expands. So let's focus on you, on intimacy that you desire, and let's have some fun doing it with amazing women. So you're not happy. The things that used to make you happy don't make you happy anymore, and you struggle to feel joy. This is called anhedonia. It is a medical term. It's a criteria for diagnosing major depressive disorder. I think that superwomen, women that have feminine burnout, experience anhedonia a lot. So the things that used to make you happy don't make you happy anymore. Like taking the bubble bath doesn't make you feel as relaxed as it used to. Or the sex that you're having, like it doesn't work. It doesn't work for you anymore. It's okay, but it's not what you really desire. You don't feel connected. You don't feel desired. So we're marketed to and we're told what we should do. Go to the spa, meditate, bubble bath, fitness classes. but they are not giving us the same benefit that they used to. You might even have trainers or practitioners coming to your house and it's lost its sparkle, it's lost its allure, and you're kind of like, why am I even doing this? Why am I even paying for it or taking the time? And sex that you might be in a rut, or you might be having some great, amazing sex with a person that is not suited for you, not healthy for you. You might be going through the motions, using sex as a connection piece with your partner when you feel distant, but something is missing. You are not cared for in the way that you desire to be cared for, and you're not seen in the way you're desired to be seen. So good sex, bad sex, lots of sex, no sex. The point is you don't have the intimacy that you desire. If it was simple for Superwomen, if it was as simple as reading things online, like this is the latest fitness craze that's going to make you feel amazing, or this is where your G-spot is, this is how to set boundaries and say no. If it was that simple, then we would all be fucking happy. There would not be so many millions of women on antidepressants. We would be fulfilled and having the sex and the health and the wealth and the love that we desire. But it is not that way. 50% of women have sexual dysfunction. 1 in 4 are on an antidepressant. So we're taking the antidepressants, we're holding back the tears, and we can't explain why. So I'm going to share with you the reasons that I see why this is happening. So reasons why regular self-care advice and sex tips are not working for Superwomen. Number 1, you are smart and resourceful. If there is a problem to solve, I would love to have you on my team. You can research and take action. If the information existed on the internet or podcasts for how to solve a problem, you probably already would have. I was on a panel and one of the panelists provided a lot of tips. Tips work for women who don't know where their clit is and aren't resourced enough to find out. Tips and self-care advice do not work for Superwomen, because if they did, you would have already figured out the answer. You already would have it, done it, taken the action. So, second reason, focusing on others. Okay, this is what we call good girl conditioning. We're taught to focus on others, on their happiness, on their pleasure during sex. Women come last, or barely at all if we are talking facts about the orgasm gap. It's in our upbringing, it's what was modeled to us by previous generations to make sure that everyone is fine before we think of ourselves. So a self-care model is wasted on us. Even if we do focus on ourselves, we're often thinking of other things. We are having sex, thinking about our to-do list. There is shame for wanting me time. We might feel selfish, thinking about what we should be doing. So we're constantly marketed to do these self-care things. But once the novelty of these things wears off, the good girl conditioning kicks in, and we start having shame and resentment and guilt and going a little wonky. Number 3, there is a part of you that doesn't feel worthy to be treated well or having the things that we truly want in intimate relationship. And this is where Superwomen struggle the most. I see women struggling to have everything they want in 2 of 4 areas, usually health, wealth, love, sex, and intimacy. So usually we feel worthy of it in a couple of the areas, like maybe wealth and love, and you have made it in doing okay, doing well in your career, and you have a very a loving partner, teammate, family. So there's a lot of love in your life, but you struggle to prioritize your health and sex and intimacy, that connection, that passion, that desire isn't there. Number 4 It is not safe to receive love or pleasure without earning it. Do you ever wonder why you can't have sex without doing the dishes and the laundry first? I want you to let that one sink in. We have this culture of women believing that all of the things need to be done first before they deserve to feel good, before they deserve to have an orgasm and connection. Let me tell you, the ladies in my programs learn that they deserve to feel good just because. Superwomen suck at receiving. They suck at receiving compliments and praise without deflecting or minimizing. They suck at receiving time and space for themselves. They suck at receiving pleasure. They suck at receiving, usually, suck at receiving cock in a way that feels very authentic and organic to them. They can usually have like the animalistic porn sex or do what they think they should be doing. But again, you know when you're lacking that intimate connection, and we only feel worthy of receiving when we earned it. Reason number 5, feminine burnout. Our nervous systems, the nervous systems of superwomen, are focused on survival and safety. So many of us are focusing on the resources we have. So we're focusing on excelling at 2 of those 4 areas, but we're disconnected from our intimacy. We need to be in a parasympathetic, ventral vagus, the correct nervous system state to receive pleasure, to feel grounded, relaxed, safe, loved. And superwomen do not spend a lot of time in this state. We spend a lot of time in fight or flight, which is when our partner tries to touch us and we just want to pull away from the touch, or when we have taken a bath and we feel a little relaxed and then we get out of the bath only to freak out at everyone because our nervous system hasn't truly had time to drop into that parasympathetic state, or it started to, and then we went right back into fight or flight. And superwomen, we don't innately know how to be here because it hasn't been modeled for us. And that's a lot of our work. That's a lot of what I'm helping women do, is heal their feminine burnout and be able to be in that parasympathetic state, feel loved, receive pleasure. So, sounds simple. Number 6, we need to accept that desiring more is feminine in nature. We need to accept it as a truth and not turn away from it. We desire change, variety, flow more. I always use this example that no person with a feminine heart ever had amazing sex or an amazing date or an amazing vacation and was just like, yeah, I'm good. We're like, no, I want it again. I want it tomorrow. I want it this afternoon. And I think this desiring for more, this almost insatiable appetite for more, women's capacity for more, is why our sexuality has been so suppressed. But whole other topic, whole other story. Reason number 7, why we are not happy and our self-care is not working. The story that we are broken or flawed in some way, that it is not worth trying. Why bother? The great sex, intimacy, relationship, that's not for me. I have so many other things that I should be happy about. Why should I care about this or focus on this? Maybe you've prioritized other things. Maybe the timing is finally right. Maybe you just got your IUD out. Your kids just went off to college and you're ready to transform that teammate relationship back into lovers. Maybe you have kids and you've been swallowed in the role of mom. And maybe you're just sick of being crusty and lonely and a little depressed. So if we believe we are broken or flawed, it's 2 things. It's we don't try. We prioritize other things. And it's also, so I guess this is like 7B. If we try things and we don't see massive change immediately, we give up. Classic superwoman thing, like, oh, I don't meditate or whatever. Because if you try it and you don't see the immediate change, or you don't see the massive result that you're looking for, we tend to give up. We tend to think, oh, I'm flawed, or this doesn't work for me. So we have short spurts of motivation and a lack of follow through. Superwomen are usually great starters and not so great finishers because we are so burnt out. We can't set boundaries. We don't know what we really want. We think that the good things aren't for us and we should just be happy with what we have. So our capacity for change, our capacity to feel joy, connection, love, groundedness, has to do with how much we can receive, how much good we can receive, how much pleasure we can receive. And superwomen generally suck at receiving good. We have to train, practice our nervous, like allowing our nervous systems to relax and feeling good in that parasympathetic state. Because what happens is if we get into it, so we start to relax in the bath or on the vacation, so we get into it and it feels so foreign for us that we start to freak out. The shame comes up, the going through the to-do list, like we really are not comfortable tolerating groundedness, rest, relaxation, pleasure. Hence why self-care really, it doesn't work for us. Or we do it as we go, like go through the motions, but it doesn't have the same lasting effect because we don't know how to receive. We don't know how to tolerate pleasure. So I hear the reasons to not do the work. Maybe you do a lot of work on yourself and your partner doesn't. So you think, oh, what's the point? You are frustrated that you've tried things. You are scared of what the work will entail, which is like thinking that we're going to have to talk to our vaginas in mirrors or dance at the moon or cast some spells. It's easier to stay safe. It's easier to do the thing that you know how to do the comfortable thing, especially when your nervous system is already burnt out, than make a leap and do something that you know is going to be outside of your comfort zone and be a little scary. And I hear this one thing all the time, because we are such perfectionists. Women will say to me, oh, well, that one thing that you said doesn't apply to me. Like everything else you say completely resonates, but like that one bullet point doesn't apply. So am I a superwoman? Do I have feminine burnout? Or maybe because that one thing, like that 5% out of 100 doesn't apply, then I don't need to do this work. What I will tell you is adding tools of being in the feminine, increasing our capacity to receive, doing work like this at this level with the women in my community. This is beyond how-tos. This is, you get your how-tos, you get your tips, because I know at the end of the day, you are still a superwoman. But what the work really looks like is a highly curated community of women, superwomen, with the same issues as you, at the same stage as you. And there is more fun, more joy, more levity, because we are focusing on pleasure. We're focusing on joy. So yes, we deal with some of the dark shit, but we're really working on how to add feminine tools to your toolkit so that you can get out of your own way, receive pleasure, and be happy. So you can take a damn bubble bath and actually relax and feel restored after. If my work calls to you, if you know that these last podcasts that I've been putting out are speaking directly to you, you need to be in this room of women. So go to the link in the show notes, get your Superwoman brain, check out some more details about the program, apply, and one of our team members will get back to you and we'll get on the phone and we'll discuss what is right for you. And even if it is not the feminine mentorship, it might be one of my other programs, but it's so important that you take this next step. Don't delay. There is 4 spots left at the time that I'm recording this. who knows how many there will be when the episode goes live. So cannot wait to connect and talk to you, Superwoman. Have a great week, everybody.
If you like what you heard in this episode, leave me a rating. Your support helps me get discovered by more women like you. Together, we can change the conversation around women's sexual health and pleasure for you, your partners, and generations to come.